Our destination to photograph the reef mantas was the tiny Hanifaru Bay in the Maldives. We stopped on the nearby Dhonfanu island, a tiny little island, less than 400 people live here, hosted by the Fiavella dive operation. They were brilliant. Hanifaru Bay is really special because at the right time of year, plankton-rich water is swept into the bay and trapped there, and it's this that the mantas come to feed on. Here we are heading out to the bay. It's only about a 5-minute ride from the host island of Dhonfanu. When we get there, the guides send up a drone, you can see it here, and they're doing that so that they can spot where the mantas are. Otherwise, it'd be too big an area to try and find them. Now, this footage isn't from the day I was there, but it shows you the kind of view that you get with that drone. And it's our first view of these wonderful, magical mantas all swirling round in this dance-like motion. But of course, I've come not to view them from above, I've come to view them from in the water. And here we are in the water, and this is the first little bit of footage that shows you the fantastic way these mantas swim. It's this that really I find hypnotic almost. They're so graceful as they glide through the water, and every now and again they'll do one of these kind of barrel rolls. Here's one coming straight towards us, and it gives us a really good view of the way they feed. Their gills have a special adaptation on them, which are called gill rakers, which enables them to trap these small plankton particles. So the way they feed, they have these adaptations, as you can see on the front of the mouths, that funnels the water in. It's passed over the gill rakers, the little plankton particles are trapped, and then there's a special adaptation to pump it down into the stomachs. This footage has been combined from several trips into the bay, but one thing all the footage has in common is you'll notice that the water clarity is really not very good, and this is because of all the plankton in the water. And I've come across this many times. You can't have everything. The creatures are there because of the abundance of food in the water, but the abundance of food in the water, all these little microscopic particles, make it really murky and very difficult for good clean photography, but it's still worth being there, isn't it, and doing your best. Mantas actually can't stop swimming. They have to swim to pass water over their gills, otherwise they die. So they're actually feeding all the time that they're moving. And you can see here in this little bit of footage that it started raining, but I'm blissfully unaware of it. However, it really is raining, and of course underneath, I've only got my head just underneath, but the problem is you become so absolutely concentrated. There I am, look, completely blissfully unaware of this massive rainstorm above my head, because underneath, look, everything looks fine. And this is the problem, you become so absolutely transfixed as to what you're doing, you're oblivious to what's around you, and this is why you need a good guide. I think it's about at this point that he's going to say to me, I think it's probably time we need to head back to the boat, David. I'm still unaware, look. In a minute I'm gonna lift my head, look, oh right, it really is raining hard. And you can see the visibility's down to a few tens of meters. I wouldn't have a clue. That's not our boat, by the way. I wouldn't have a clue how to get back to the boat. This is why you need a good guide. Here's our boat, and as you can see, once we're back on it, we're safe and ready to take off for another adventure in Maldives. This is what's called a Manta Train, when there's just loads of them keep coming at you. And whilst the quality of this photo is not very good, I do like it. This was one of the few occasions where the water clarity was a little bit better. It was at the edge of the reef, a little bit shallower water look, and I managed, that's probably the clearest photograph I got from the whole trip. Look at them fabulous barrel rolls. It really was a wonderful, wonderful trip. We were guided by the expert Hussain, who's a ranger in the park anyway, and he knew exactly where to put us to get me in the right position to get the best possible views or vantage point to photograph these marvellous creatures. And as you can see, they're not very shy. Look how close that one is. A wonderful trip.